Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Kingdom Hearts channel. Today I have some news, but it's not Kingdom Hearts related news, but it's more like news that relates to Disney, and it features a new game that will probably set to come out in 2023. For those of you who don't know who Ravensburg is, or Ravensburger, they're the ones, I believe, they made the very most popular game called Disney Villainous. They also have Marvel Villainous and Star Wars Villainous as well, which I only got the Disney Villainous because I'm a fan of Disney. I'm a fan of the fairy tale classics and all that kind of stuff. But to get back to the point of this video, they made a new, I think it's a trading card game that we never experienced. We never have a Disney trading card game other than Kingdom Hearts, which is back in the old days and so forth. But this is the closest as a Disney trading card game called Disney Lorcana or Lorcana. I think that's how you pronounce it. This is the website, but you can't interact with anything except click on their social media like Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And apparently they state a world of wonder is calling. And basically it says take your first steps into I can't even pronounce this word, but let's just say it's a new it I don't remember if this is their first trading card game or a new Disney card game, but regardless of that factor, it's going to be I'm trying to figure out. Um it looks like Magic of the Gathering, if you remember that game, is going to have a bit of competition with this game, probably because it's Disney related. And the animation of this website looks absolutely beautiful. It's colorful and all that kind of stuff. But you're not here to witness of the website itself, even though there's nothing that you can click on other than the social media accounts. But what you're focusing on is what the cards is going to be look like. Well, I'm glad you asked because I actually managed to save enough images just to showcase of what the cards is going to be looking like. And it features Disney characters. So let me pause to get these pictures, and I'll be right back. Okay, so here's what the card looks like, and I'm trying to zoom in so you can get a closer look at this. This is what the card for Disney Lorcana looks like, and I think it's going to be like a gameplay of Magic of the Gathering, but I don't know if there's going to be any differences, but the only difference is that it's Disney themed, but I am anxious about it. For those of you wondering if it's going to be a digital game or just a physical copy of the game, it's going to be a physical copy, like an actual game that you can play with people without going online and stuff. But it would be cool to see if they could pull off a free-to-play card game called Disney Lorcana, because everything about card games, well, most of them are free to play due to the fact that we don't have much just to play this game. But I am anxious to see how this game works. So our first card is Captain Hook, who is a forceful duelist, and for some reason it's going to cost you something like a 1 point or something so that you can get this card. And he has attack and shield, which means he will protect himself for taking too much damage. But has less. He has 1 attack and 2 protect, which is like protecting, shielding himself from taking too much damage. Right over here, it describes of who the character is. A dream-born villain pirate captain, which is a very long description or depiction of who he is. And then they have something called Challenger. +2, when challenging this character gets +2 attack. He loves to make light of a foe's predicament. Mm. And as you can see, it's from the D23 Expo. So you know that they probably announce it or showcase it of what it's going to look like, and it's probably going to be released at a certain time in 2023. So I cannot wait to see that. Alright, so let's move on to the second card. The second card is another villain, which is Cruella de Vil, and her points or whatever currency, in-game currency that you have to, I think it's called mana, if my memory serves correctly, because every card game, there has to be a certain cost when you try to play the card. It's going to cost you some sort of type of mana to, like, play this card. So for 2 mana, it's Cruella de Vil. She is a miserable as usual, and technically a story-born villain, which is a very simple way to describe her. But I consider her as fashionable, but story-born villain. She has only 1 attack and 3 shields. And she has the ability called You'll Be Sorry. When this character is challenged and banished, you may return chosen character to their player's hand, which is quite interesting. And then it says, when she stops by, misery is company. That's interesting. Alright, so not the second card. The third card is Elsa. She is technically a hero. And there's some colors of certain character cards. It doesn't mean too much of anything, but it still looks interesting that there's different types of color palettes for the characters that has the names, the type of attacks and shields, and depictions of who they are. So for 3 mana is Elsa the Snow Queen, technically Snow Queen. She is a dream-born hero, queen sorcerer, which kind of makes sense that she is not only a queen but also a sorcerer because she has the magic ability of frozen certain things, or technically for some reason people. And she has the ability called Freeze, exerts chosen opposing character, which I'm assuming you could choose a character to freeze them, and I'm assuming it's going to be like if they have a stronger if your opponent I think when your opponent has a stronger character, and when you have Elsa in the field, you get to have her freeze the strongest character. I'm not 100% sure because the last time I heard about this game was probably either yesterday or the day before. But there's a description that says, recreated by magical ink, Elsa found herself in an unfamiliar new world. Fortunately, ice works the same way everywhere. I would like to apologize for reading so poorly because I tried to read this properly, but I stumbled it. I don't know if it's because I'm nervous or it's just I'm having some thought process. Alright, so our fourth character card is Maleficent, monstrous dragon, and she's probably one of the strongest cards because it's going to cost you 9 mana, which is ridiculous. And she has 7 attack and 5 shield. And oh yeah, I forgot one thing. I almost forgot. Because I didn't mention about this, Elsa has 2 attacks and 3 shields. So I don't know if I mentioned this. If not, I sincerely apologize. I was just so overwhelmed when I first saw this, and I just have to make this video about this and give you my thoughts about it. Okay, so now we need to get back on this Maleficent card. She is a story-born villain dragon. Obviously, because if you've seen the movie, she turns into a dragon once she fights Prince Philip. So she also has the dragon fire. When you play this character, you may banish chosen opposing characters, which I'm assuming your opponent's characters. I'm not 100% sure, but I hope it doesn't allow us to sacrifice our characters, because that would be totally disastrous, unless it's like Yu-Gi-Oh! Where you have to sacrifice 2 monsters to send out a stronger one. But regardless of that, it's just, oh my goodness. Then the description says, the 9th rule of villainy. When all else fails, turn into a dragon. Interesting. Our fifth character is none other than the mouse himself, Mickey Mouse. He's also another strong character, which you may say it's surprising, but not surprising because he is one of the poster child characters from the Disney company. Like, he is the main mascot, is what I'm trying to say. But regardless of that factor, let's see. Regardless of that, I can't even talk. Regardless of that factor, he has 8 mana that's going to cost you 8 mana to summon him. He is a brave little tailor. He has equal strength. No, he has equal numbers of both attack and protect, which is 5. He is a Dreamborn hero. And this one is called Evasive. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but only characters with evasive, I don't think that's how you pronounce this word, can challenge this character. I'm having problems of pronouncing this word. I may pronounce it wrong, so I'm really sorry about this if I did. When defeat looms and victory hangs by a thread, a hero bolts to the rescue, patching things up through sheer determination. And you have to excuse the quality of this. When you zoom out, it becomes clear, but when you zoom in, it's just a little bit grainy, but I did the best I could. So that is the fifth character. But I do believe that there's 2 more that I haven't shown you yet. Alright, so the 6th character is none other than Robin Hood. He is probably another strong character because his mana is going to cost you 6. He has an equal attack and shield of 4, quite obviously. He is an unrivaled archer and a storyborn hero. Feed the Poor is his first ability, and because he has 2 of them. His first ability, Feed the Poor, when you play this character, excuse me, if any opponent has more cards in their hand, then you draw a card. Good Shot is his second ability. During your turn, this character has an evasive. See, I'm having trouble pronouncing this word. Let's just say they can challenge characters with this word. I'm unable to pronounce it right or wrong. So his description says, "We never robbed. We just sort of borrowed a bit from those who can afford it." Okay, so the last character, the 7th character card, is Stitch with the total mana of 6, and he has 3 attack and 5 shield. And he is technically a rock star, which is quite odd. But I can assume that in the movie he plays some music and stuff, pretending that he's a rock star. He also pretends to be like Elvis and stuff. He is a Floodborn hero alien. He is a hero because in the movie he was originally like this alien character that does mysterious things up until he met Lilo, and he started to soften up a little bit and change his ways. So he has a shift 4. You may pay 4, I think 4 mana or something to play this on top of one of your Stitch characters. And we have Adoring Fans, which is whenever you play a card with cost 2 or less, you may exert it to draw a card. And the description says, the best part about Beachside Concert is that there's always room for one more. And those are the cards, ladies and gentlemen. And I have to say, I am excited to see how this works. Not how this works, but how it plays. But I hope that someday, if the physical copy is successful enough to make a digital one, technically means it's going to be like a digital game that is like similar to like Magic of the Gathering, because once before Magic of the Gathering made a video game, it became just a card game where you played the real cards and stuff. But I am hoping that in the future, once this is successful enough, or if they're willing to make a video game version of this game, then I would be very excited because it will help me to move forward from the other card games that I play, except for Storybook Brawl, which is technically the closest to like a fairy tale type of card game. Regardless of that, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for today's news video. And I'll probably leave you a link of informations of the about this game under the description down below. Also, the website itself, even though there's nothing much to it, but you can just look and just look at what it looks like if you're curious to know. And if you're excited about this card game, this trading card game, leave a like and subscribe. Turn on these notifications so you won't miss a single upload. And I'll see you on the next video. And as always, stay safe, stay healthy, be kind to others, and more importantly, have a wonderful day.